Yeah, and we back. Yes. What up? We working. Welcome back, welcome back. We about to talk some boxing. Hope you guys are ready. Because today, there will be blood, I'm sure, based on the topic and the title of the video. There will be blood in the hot seat. But just watch me work. Watch me work. There will be blood in the hot seat. Mark my words. Because I know it's a sensitive subject to people. But right over here on this side, the real side, ego, boxing ego, new media, we don't care nothing about that. We about the facts. So let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... We gonna let the bodies hit the floor.
From moment to moment.
And see, I'm an Aries, natural born leader. Check history and see how many natural born great leaders were Aries. And we don't shy away from challenges. So we tackle subjects other people don't want to address. I told you, I'm like the Bernie Mac of this boxing shit. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. You hit it with dirty. Hello. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. We gonna have fun today. ESPN gonna get in the hot seat. Man, oh my God. I wish ESPN, we could put them in the hot seat. Cause it's the same bullshit each and every time. Now, don't get me wrong, they're putting on Lomachenko, Rigondeaux. I like Teddy Atlas for the most part. I mean, I didn't agree with his pound for pound list, but they got some cool stuff, but they also got some very questionable suspect shit. So we gonna get into it, boxing ego style. Get into the actual factuals. Yeah, man. What about Tyson Fury? He's overweight. Are you screaming Tyson Fury in the comment section? Hit the like button. See, I might even transform. Normally, I don't like to transform in front of y'all, but I might even transform into Ego Valley in this video, just depending on the bullshit that comes back. But we don't hope for that. But we just play it by ear. Whatever we see, that's what we address. Make those adjustments. Now we got over 100 people already in the live stream. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Let's do the Boxing Ego roll call so I can see where y'all are from. And when I'm giving this work off in this hot seat, I like to know that we well represented. So let me know where you're from. Atlantic City, New Jersey. City, state, zip, area code. Man, tell me something. Where y'all from? London, Bronx. Yeah. Norfolk, Virginia. Chicago, Fort Worth, Northridge, California, Chi-Town, Chirac in the building, Texas at work, making that money in the building, Riverside, motherfucker, St. Louis, Laredo, Trinidad, Paris, France, Philly, Wisconsin, St. Louis, Baton Rouge, Kingston, Jamaica, Mississippi, Mississippi, North Carolina, Fruit City, Texas, Bulgaria, Detroit, Miami, Florida, Panama City, Florida, Birmingham, England. Oh yeah, we everywhere today. Jumbastan. Where is Jumbastan? Philly, Houston, Los Angeles, Omaha, Plainfield, New Jersey, H-Town, Detroit, North Carolina, Mexico. Somebody said they from the hood. Inglewood, North Carolina, San Diego, Denver. We worldwide, baby. Worldwide, baby. Yeah, I know. Somebody from the penitentiary he snuck a jail phone in. He need that commissary. Hold on 1 second, yo. I hope this fixed it. See, where I live, actually, it's a long story, but there's 2 different Wi-Fis. So depending on where I'm at in the house, sometimes it'll automatically link to the other Wi-Fi that's downstairs. So if I'm upstairs, the Wi-Fi it's hard to get that signal, so it switched me for some reason. But it looks like we back. Everybody should be getting the stream clear. We gonna have some fun with this one. Now, we'll do another roll call at the end. The great thing about these live streams is I'm in the flesh. I'm in the flesh, baby. I'm in the flesh. Y'all in the flesh. So when people disagree, when people have their comments, we can read through them, peruse through them, see what people are saying, and we'll see what makes most sense. I promise you, this is a sensitive subject to some. They're gonna say, oh, ego, you're hating. Okay. We're going to get to the bottom of that, so keep your eyes peeled. Be prepared to get your L's out. Be prepared to vote and engage. Well, we have our first victim. Boxingego, you a bum. And you're blocked. Just that simple. Okay, I'm a bum. What else? Like, that was easy. Anyway, without further ado, let's talk to the subject at hand. See, and the funny thing is, y'all, I don't know when y'all think I started this, but I've been doing this too long. Like, little, you're ugly. First of all, I don't care if another man thinks I'm ugly. As long as bitches are cool with me, I don't care what a man thinks. Oh, you're a bum. Okay. My bills are paid in advance, so I'll be a bum. I beg for donations. I wear glasses. Indoor. I mean, that shit, I don't know what y'all think that does to me. Oh, fuck. He got me. I'm a bum, but I get to travel for a living and work for myself. Anyway. Boxingego, man. Respect the movement. Are you related to Joe Budden? Yes. Joey. Slaughterhouse, you heard? Alright. I'm going to show y'all new style. ESPN pound for pound rankings. Deontay Wilder gets votes. Can't crack top 10. Oh, how convenient. Triple G number 1. Lomachenko number 2. Crawford number 3. Canelo 4, Thurman 5, like, oh my god, I didn't even look at the rest. Errol 6, Reganau 7, Mikey 8, Kovalev 9, Inoue 10. Yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck who the panel is. See, look, how you have all this many people and this is the fucking list you guys come up with. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I don't even do pound for pound lists, but I could do a list dolo, and not everyone's gonna agree with it. Naturally, it's a pound for pound list, but I guarantee you it's gonna represent boxing in a way more like this shit is crazy, bro. Like even BoxRec, I love BoxRec as a site, but they have some kind of tally system, and they have Jeff Horn as the #1 welterweight. Like if your tallying system, your points base, you get credit for beating high ranked people. If that's your system, it is completely flawed and broken, because Jeff Horn seems like a cool dude, likable guy, but this is not a sport about who you like and who has a nice personality. If Jeff Horn steps in there with any top tier, Crawford, Spence, Keith Thurman, he getting body. He getting body. He getting body. Period. So how's he #1? Like, that's BoxRec. But now let's back to this ESPN, because I like BoxRec. So listen, Lomachenko has 10 fights and a loss. He's number 2. He ain't even beat Rigondeaux yet, and Rigondeaux's way at number 7. Like, make that make sense for me, right? So this man got 17 fights, and he beat a Donaire, right, who is much bigger than him. So why is Lomachenko in at number 2? What, like, really? What are you basing this off of? Like, what are you basing? Yo, I'm gonna just put it out like that. If y'all are debating in the comment section about other channels that I don't know that are, I guess, dissing me or whatever, you will be blocked, because we don't give bullshit like that no shine. And if you think about it, it's just like De La Hoya. If somebody's talking about you and you're not talking about them, then you, like my mom always told me, consider the source. I don't even know who the fuck that person is, and I'm not gonna say no names, but whoever you guys are talking about, I don't even know who the fuck that is. Like Floyd said to Mosley, he said, I want to be like you. I barely know who the fuck you are. So we'll leave it at that. Back to this pound for pound list. Somebody explain it. I told you, we're gonna do some hot seats today, because I know some people are gonna be, you're just hating, bro. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. How is listen, you just released this list today. Hold on, for new media purposes, you released the list today at 9:51. Feel me? All right. So how is Lomachenko number 2 with 10 fights and a loss? Rigondeaux's undefeated, and he hasn't even beat him yet. And even if he does beat him, he's jumping up 2 weight classes with the size advantage. Rigondeaux got 17 fights and no losses, and he beat a guy like a Donaire, you know what I mean, which you have to rank up there. So why is Rigondeaux so far behind? You get me? Then look at Keith Thurman. He got the most belts at welterweight, 28-0, 22 knockout, undefeated. He beat Diego Chavez when he was interim champion. He beat Porter, and he beat Danny Garcia, right? Very solid wins among the Soto Caraces and, you know what I mean, Jan Zabic and all that. And Canelo arguably lost multiple fights, depending on who you ask. Some people would say Lara and Golovkin should be losses, and he's ahead of Thurman right now. So, like, my thing is, what are we ranking? Like, what is the criteria? Because if I'm thinking of a current pound for pound list, I'm thinking about what people have done currently. Like, it's all the same bullshit, but it's okay. New media gonna keep exposing it, and the real fans are gonna see what it is, and it's just gonna be that. It's just gonna have to be that. Because how do you have a panel of 10 people and that's the best you can do? Only one Al Heyman fighter? Wow. I didn't know. He got Thurman and Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Oh, I don't know if Garcia's technically with him. And then, like, look, bro, this is terrible. Barkley said terrible. Kovalev's 9. Like, listen to me. I fuck with Inoue. I think he might be the best at his division, right? Junior bantam or whatever. But listen to me. All my Japanese fans, all my USA fans, fans from Kazakhstan, fans from Mexico, Inoue ain't proved shit. What is Inoue? My speculation is that he could be good. I like what I seen when he was on that Superfly card. But what has he proved? In 14 fights, who he beat? Like, how is he even on? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he even on the list? But Wilder, Joshua's not on the list. Wilder's not on the list. But Inoue's on the pound for pound list. I mean, even if you don't want Wilder because you say his resume, I mean, I don't even see that. But, okay, put it this way. I got it. I just thought of it. All y'all talking about Wilder's resume is ass. Who Inoue fight then? Everyone says Wilder's bum squad, but he at least beat a champion like Bermane Stavern, and then he came back and knocked him out. You know what I mean? Johan Duhaupas, who knocked out Robert Helenius, who was supposed to be the next Klitschko, etc. Right? So how's Wilder ain't on the list? Anthony Joshua got 2 belts at heavyweight and just beat fucking Klitschko. So, okay, fuck it. You don't want to put Wilder on the list. Why doesn't Joshua make the list? You know what I'm saying? How does Inoue make a list? Listen, how does Inoue make the top 10, round off the list, but Joshua don't, or Wilder? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, even if you were to complain about Wilder's resume, then what's your excuse for Joshua? Joshua just beat fucking Klitschko, and he ain't on the top 10. Like, and I like I said, all them motherfuckers who's like, oh, that's because he's at heavyweight and he hasn't moved up in weight. Golovkin ain't moved up in weight, and he #1. So what the fuck y'all mean? See, I told y'all on accident I was going to transform into Ego Veli. But explain that to me. So you can't even use, oh, Joshua and Wilder, they're at heavyweight, so they haven't moved up in weight, so they can't make it, because the person you have at #1 ain't moved up in weight. And he been fighting at middleweight even when he was an amateur. Who's fake news? I'm looking for a body. Who's fake news? I can't wait to catch me. I'm like Wilder. I'm so frustrated. I can't wait to catch me a body. Y'all better start. Oh, the list? Okay, cool. I thought y'all talking about me. We can go blow for blow like Evander and Bo in this hot seat. But once again, somebody explain this. How Inoue with 14 fights, rounding off the top 10 pound for pound list, right? But Wilder got 39 fights and beat a champion and is a champion and has title defenses. He ain't on the list. Joshua got 20 fights, still more than 14, beat a legend in Klitschko, and he ain't on the list. All right, we got our first victim, Stephen A7. He said, good list. Now you explain this list. Since you work for ESPN and you agree with this list, you explain it to us. Stephen A7. So what do you like about this list? We got a hot seat already. I told you this was a sensitive subject. Now let the bodies hit the floor. So Stephen's in the hot seat. Explain what you like about this list. How is this a good list? Not your list. See, man, listen, I'm trying to catch a body so bad. Y'all really, if you say this is a good list, you should say your moderator had a good list or J-Dog had a good list. Hey, J-Dog, y'all gotta use names, because if I think you're co-signing this, I'm trying to catch a body. If you co-signing this ESPN shit, I'm trying to catch a body. So anyway, once again, how is Inoue on the list, but Joshua or Wilder ain't? Why is Canelo, who lost to Floyd, arguably lost to Golovkin and Lada, he's before Thurman, who hasn't lost, and he's had some good names on there? Like, somebody explain this to me. Let's keep going, man. We taking ESPN down. We gonna take them down. I also have a problem with this. How Golovkin #1 off of a draw, and not even, listen, it's not even just that he's off of his draw. His last two performances have not been what he's been billed as. Is Golovkin a good fighter? Absolutely. Is he a fighter that has a chin and comes to bring in amateur background? Absolutely. But if you go off of his resume, who did he beat that places him that high, right? So basically ESPN saying he's a successor to what Mayweather and Andre Ward did, right? I haven't seen that. And the biggest thing is, if this is the current pound for pound list, right? If this is the current pound for pound list, how is Golovkin coming off a draw? And even the Daniel Jacobs fight, which both of those fights with his best opponents, he was reduced to taking punches with his face, hey, no, God, you know what I mean? And showing a lack of defense, walking through punches and jabbing. And that's what garnered a pound for pound list. And listen, you can't, even if you had Triple G winning, I had Jacobs winning. So it doesn't work like that, because they didn't give it to Jacobs. You know what I mean? They said it was a draw. And realistically speaking, the Adelaide Bird scorecard, I'll admit, was bullshit. But if it wasn't so wide, it really wouldn't have been no issue. If Adelaide Byrd scored at 115, 113 for Canelo, then people wouldn't have been bitching. The way she had it, how she had it so wide, 10 rounds to 2, was what made the outrage. You know what I'm saying? So that's what created the outrage. But either way, I mean, to be honest, what Golovkin's build is, he didn't really show tremendous separation in his last 2 fights. Even in this Kell Brook fight, you could argue like he probably should have done better. If you're pound for pound number 1, put it this way. We know Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound number 1 at a point in time when he's fighting. Name someone from 2 divisions below him that could jump up in one fell swoop, no tune-ups, no acclimation, and and have his head getting rocked up and all this shit. Nobody. Floyd fought bigger guys. So what the fuck is a dude from 130 gonna do to Floyd? Under the bright lights, not like some sparring shit. So realistically, Golovkin's last maybe even 3 performances as he stepped up in competition haven't even looked that great, but now he's the number 1? Like, really? No, I ain't seen no. You mad racist that Triple G is number 1? I don't even know what that means. Who's mad racist? This list is fucked up. Who's Danny, man? I'm trying to catch a body, so it don't matter. All right, Danny's in the hot seat because he's just talking stupid. Lomachenko's number 1 after he kills Rigondeaux. Okay, please explain. How? Okay, how's he? Lomachenko's never literally killed anybody. Kovalev has, but he hasn't. So, Danny, please explain. How's he gonna kill Rigondeaux? And how's that make him number 1? Please let us know. We're waiting. Danny, you're in the hot seat. Danny. I told you, I'm itching. After I looked at this list, I couldn't wait to catch a body. Come on, Danny. You letting us down, Danny. Damn it, Danny. Damn, Daniel. See, he was talking all that crazy wild shit, and now he's all quiet. You can hear a mouse pissing on cotton. That's how quiet it is. So, after Lomachenko kills Rigondeaux, your words, how's he number 1? Come on, Danny. Danny. Where's Danny at, bro? Yo, we're going to just start for the hot seat. When you waste my time, I'm wasting your time. You're getting blocked. If you don't answer me in 15 seconds, you're getting blocked. That's how we're gonna start doing it, because we can't let these people. We got like 250 people in the chat, and we waiting on this one bum to answer all the crazy stuff he was putting, and now he's in the hot seat. Now he just disappears. So 15. $10. $5. All right, J-Dog, one of my mods, get Danny up out of here. He has like a green icon. He's not responding. He was in the hot seat. He had so much to say. Everybody put your L's up. Danny's up out of here. Get the likes up. I agree with that. Danny just wasted everybody's time. He said, his comment says, Lomachenko's pound for pound number 1 after he kills Rigondeaux, and now he can't speak to it or explain why he feels that way. So we gotta get Danny out of here. J-Dog, do you see him? Thank you. J-Dog got him out of there. I told y'all not just putting random bullshit that you can't explain or validate in my streams, in my live streams. Anyway, back to this list. It's a terrible list. Okay, my question to the audience is this. Gennady Golovkin's coming off of a draw. Fact. That's what it was ruled as. His performance with Danny Jacobs could have went either way according to a lot of people, aka it wasn't his most rousing performance like, let's say, a Dominic Wade or Gabe Rosado or something. So coming off of those two performances, how do you equate Triple G as right now being the pound for pound #1 person in the sport of boxing? Someone said he's really coming off a loss and a draw, to be honest. I had Jacobs winning, and I was there live in New York. I was at the Garden. So explain how he's #1. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why you see it in the title. It says the Great White Hope list. That's clearly what this is to me. You guys can say whatever you want, but if you disagree, please explain. Please explain. How is Triple G off of his last two performances? How is he pound for pound #1? Okay, we got our next victim. Hot seat #2. Box World 91 says, I disagree, Ego. Okay, opening statement. What do you disagree with? And we're waiting. And your name was Box World 91. And if 91 represents the year you were born, you getting fried. Because your boxing doesn't even go back far enough. But anyway, keep going. So you probably started watching boxing when Pacquiao turned pro or something, or Marquez. But anyway, what do you disagree with? Joshua, you about to get next too. I disagree that Golovkin isn't #1. Listen, you guys, for the sake of today's show, you guys really have to elaborate your standpoint so I know what you're talking about, right? Because if I don't, then I think you're going. I think you have something to counter. Next person, we put in Joshua. What's his name? Joshua. His argument is Golovkin. Where's Joshua? His name is Joshua Alexander. Hold on, let me find his comment. He says he's #1 because Golovkin has all the belts. You're in the hot seat. So he has all the belts, even though that's a lie, because Billy Joe Saunders is fighting for Lemieux, and they're fighting for a belt. So you're lying. But anyway, continue. How Golovkin's #1 since he has all the belts, even though I just already gave you strike one because he doesn't have all the belts. But whatever. We'll use your lie. So Joshua, even though you lied and said he had the belts, how's he #1 for really having all the belts, but he doesn't have all the belts? And we're waiting on Joshua Alexander. I guess his response is I guess his team. What does that mean? He's #1 pound for pound because his team? What does that even mean? Joshua, you just wasted one response. You got two more. So, how is Golovkin #1 for having all the belts, even though he doesn't? Joshua, you gotta do something, Joshua. I told y'all, you're not gonna be putting non-fact-based random stuff in these streams and not getting fact-checked. Joshua, you got two more responses. Make them count. How's he #1, in your opinion? My bad, bro. That's too late for that. This is the hot seat. This is real life gladiator stuff. I don't know if you guys understand that. Second of all, Terrence Crawford actually had all the belts. Terrence Crawford literally just had all the belts at 140, literally. And he got a third round stoppage, not a draw, to get and retain his belts and get the other belts, right? That's fact. The only reason he doesn't have the belts now is because he says, I'm moving up for the next leg of my career. And I want to go to welterweight where there's killers. So he's clearly not ducking anyone. He did the damn thing at 140, became undisputed. And now he's moving up to greener pastures. So let's just vote on Josh Alexander because he's already losing. But let's vote. Put your L's up if Josh got that crucial L and didn't explain his side. look at the L. Someone said, bye, Josh. Now, y'all want to show mercy? He said, my bad, bro. Should we show mercy for that and just put him in timeout? Whatever you guys put, the first 5 people to respond, that's his fate. That's the rules. Mercy or blocked. Mercy or blocked. All right. He just got put in timeout. Y'all, listen, that's how we're doing it. The first 5 responses I see determines, like, because some of them aren't that bad where they were talking crazy, but they just didn't know shit about boxing. All right, so we're moving on. Anyway, this list is terrible. Josh is already put in timeout. We get to eat the carrots with the ranch and the celery, and he over there in the corner thinking about what he did in timeout. Listen, this list is terrible. Like, somebody please explain to me how Golovkin's coming off a draw and how he's coming off of a controversial win that he's not even trying to have an immediate rematch for with Danny Jacobs, and Danny Jacobs just won again. And Abel Sanchez said we're not looking to rematch him for 5 to 7 fights, right? So how is he number 1 off of that performance? And like even Lomachenko, how is he number 2 and he ain't beaten Rigondeaux yet? See, you're better off, since he's fighting Rigondeaux next month, you're better off just postponing this bullshit. And if you really wanted Rigondeaux, if you really wanted Lomachenko to be number 2 that bad, then just wait till December 9th, see if he beats Rigondeaux, and then if he does, then make your list. But why would you do it? Why would you put Lomachenko at number 2 and Rigondeaux at number 7 or 8? Rigondeaux at number 7, and they're about to fight next month. You see how stupid that is? Because see, and this is where places like ESPN. Listen, this is why YouTube is such a great platform, and it's killing these motherfuckers. People who have more, there's no resource, I mean, there's no YouTuber that I know of that has more resources and direct connection to the fighters and stuff than the HBOs and the ESPNs. But the reason they're getting fucked up, because YouTubers, people in the YouTube community, like the successful ones that have a following, know more about boxing, right? And they're not putting out bullshit. Whether they get a prediction wrong here and there or whatever, that's cool. But in general, it's not dumb shit like this. And there's no, and the other thing is, you got to look at it. There's no paper trail. If you're a YouTube, I mean, like I said, I can't speak for everyone's YouTube channel. I know me, I came and bullied my way in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no handouts, no cosigns, wasn't partnered with any channels or anything. I wasn't even, when I first started, I wasn't even in boxing gyms or covering fights. You know what I mean? So my experience is totally different. But the thing is, it's very evident that there's some fiddling going on and some people in bed with other people and money probably being distributed or something. And that's why people are keeping these high rankings and these weak ass lists, because that's what's going on. Because you notice ESPN and HBO, they're never too far away from what the other person's saying. It's just like one big conglomerate called Death Row. You know what I'm saying? But this is the Death Row on this side. It's like HBO's pushing this Triple G and Lomachenko 1 and 2, and then so is ESPN. Like, how convenient. Even when Andre Ward was around, they wanted so badly to not put Andre Ward at the number 1 pound for pound, but he kept doing shit and kept winning and beating guys like Kovalev and Sullivan Barrera. So you had no choice but to do it. Same thing with Floyd. They didn't want Floyd there. Man, they would if Maidana knocked out Floyd, they would love to have put Maidana or whoever else the fuck up there instead of Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? But you would look, if you put anyone other than Floyd when he's beating Cotto, Pacquiao, like there's pictures I've seen with 5 fighters for like a press conference, and Floyd beat everyone in the fucking picture. It'll be like De La Hoya, Canelo, Shane Mosley, and Cotto in one picture, and Floyd beat he beat all of them. That's crazy if you really think about it. You know what I mean? Canelo was fighting Mosley, Floyd beat both of them. Oscar was promoting, Floyd beat him. He beat the fucking promoter too. It's just crazy. And Cotto was fighting somebody, he was fighting Floyd or whatever, Floyd beats Cotto. That's crazy. So they knew better than to not put Floyd. But I mean, these lists, it's like you already know what it is, man. Oh, y'all recommend this one for the hot seat? Hold on, we might got some action. All right, we got a new hot seat victim because y'all keep saying the stupid shit, so I'm gonna keep making examples. He says, "Is Sonya dumbass or Dumas?" But I'm gonna call you dumbass because that's what you sound like. It says, "What? Why do you have a chat room and people can't say what they want?" What are you talking about? Dumbass. People can say what they want, but this is not just no wild internet Wild West where we don't have no order. Remember Tombstone, one of my favorite movies? Doc Holliday and Kurt Russell, Wyatt Earp, they came and restored order in the town. That's what I'm doing. So it's not just like, oh, you can't say what you want. But if you're saying that dumb shit, you're gonna get checked on it, dumbass. So now you in the hot seat. So what do you disagree with? Because that's usually where people start deriving from the actual subject. What do you disagree with that I said? I'll be your huckleberry. Nah, I'm gonna be your huckleberry. We about to tombstone you. You about to get a tombstone. Sonya dumbass. This is for you. It's not dumbass, it's Duma. Dumbass. That's you. So what do you disagree with that I've said? I tell you, this is Death Row Records, Death Row East, new media. Remember when Vanilla Ice was getting hung over the balcony? That's what we doing to y'all. Y'all keep talking, we hanging you over the balcony like Vanilla. Boom, doom, 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 doom. Where dumbass at, man? See, y'all got so much to see. This is why I do it, because this video can talk back. This video can respond. That's why. So once again, it's not about just, oh, you disagree, you're out of here. But if you're disagreeing, you got to tell the crowd what you disagree with and factually explain it. And that's always the hardest part. That's the hardest part for anybody. So we do it gladiator style. All right, somebody put Sonya, him or her. I don't know. There's a lot of trannies and stuff now and transgenders. So shout out to every community. So I don't know if it's Sonya or if it's a guy or girl, but someone put him or her on a timer. Give them 15 seconds. Because now they all of a sudden got ghost on me. How did Triple G win both of his? Listen, oh my gosh, we got another victim. Oh my gosh, we got another victim. All right, moderator, get Sonya dumbass out of here. It's been way over 15 seconds. Dumbass gotta go. Now we got another victim. I told you I'm catching bodies today. Alok Patel. He says Gennady Golovkin did win both of his last two fights. So how did he win his last two fights if he has a draw? I'm trembling. I'm so scared. I don't care about being scared. You about to get blocked and catch your fatal L. So you can do all that. Here, I'll do it. Bye bye, Sonya, dumbass. So next one, Patel. He said Triple G won his last fights. Alok Patel. He said Triple G won his last two fights. So explain how he won his last two fights when he got a draw. I'm waiting. Alok Patel. Explain how Triple G won his last two fights when he got a draw? He said you consider that a draw. How? Listen, this is what they try to do. Don't ask me a question. You can ask me something after, but you have not answered my question. So we don't just, this is not Uno where you just put down a skip card and you skip everything I say and have your turn. That's not how it works. So once again, how did Triple G win his last fight without asking me any questions? You explain how Triple G won when his last fight was a draw. How did he win his last 2 fights? See how they try to do? They try to pull that Uno skip, draw 4, ego. It doesn't work like that. You don't just get to skip my turn. And we're waiting still. Where's he at? Do you only consider official decisions? Once again, that is a question. You even put a question mark. So once again, I'm going to ask you one last time, and you have one last response. How did Golovkin win his last 2 fights without you asking me any questions? How did he win his last 2 fights if it was scored a draw? Like, stop asking me questions. You don't answer a question with a question. That, like, it doesn't even make sense. That's like, let's say I'm on Jeopardy and it was like, this place Cairo is where? And then you'd be like, hey, Alex Trebek, hey, what's the capital of California? You don't, he's asking you a question and you gonna ask him a question. That doesn't even make sense. That defeats the whole purpose. You're supposed to say, what is Egypt? You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to ask him, Alex Trebek, the fucking question when he asked you a question. That doesn't even make sense. And how the hell do I explain? You made the statement. That's your bad. You said he won his last 2 fights, which he didn't, and now you're asking me how to explain the bullshit lie that you threw out there. That's not my fault. That's not my problem. You the one that said it. You said Golovkin won his last 2 fights. More punches by Triple G. But the judges didn't see it that way. So what are you talking about? Because, listen, let me just bury this dude. This is an easy one. This is an easy case closed. Okay, if we're going off of opinions, in my honest opinion, I was live at the Garden. I thought Daniel Jacobs beat Triple G, but the judges didn't give it to him. So I can't say Danny Jacobs doesn't have 2 losses because that's what I feel in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I could say, oh, I think he beat him or whatever, but that's what happened. We can't rewrite our own history. You know what I mean? Because the same way you're saying Canelo or Golovkin should have beat Canelo is the same way I'm saying that I think Jacobs beat Triple G. Yeah, but that's your opinion though. What the fuck? Okay, you in the next then. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all all want to help and stuff. Cool. We go back to back hot seats. I ain't never scared. Bone Crusher. Okay, Mr. Handsful, he doesn't know the rules, so I'm just gonna block him. Cause he's saying, like, listen, if you guys, oh, so you're just blocking anyone who disagrees with you. If that's what you think this is about, and I've went over it multiple times in stream, you're done. So I just blocked him. Anyway, what does Patel say? Should we vote? Let's just vote. Yes, I'm having a block party. I'll block everybody. Everybody get blocked. I'll shut this whole block down. Talking about, ooh, so you're blocking every. Yep, if that's what I want to do, that's what I'm gonna do. But we all know that's not what I do. I don't just block people. But if you can't explain the bullshit you saying, get blocked. We having a party. We having a block party. Anyway, let's vote on Patel. Did he explain how Golovkin won his last 2 fights when he lost? Put your L's up. Put your L's up. One time, put your L's up. One time, put your motherfucking L's up. Ha ha ha. Moderator, please get Patel out of here. Alok Patel. He lying. He gotta go. Alok Patel. Alok Patel. Told you. We got to get him out of here. The hot seat. Another victim. Someone said Rip Patel. Listen, see, this is the emotional fans. So because you believe that the Golovkin Canelo fight wasn't a draw, right? You believe it wasn't a draw, which is fine. You could say Golovkin won or whatever, but because you believe it wasn't a draw, you're gonna give him credit for it based on not what the judges picked, but what you picked. But when people like me said Jacobs beat Triple G, when Canelo said Jacobs beat Triple G, Chavez Jr., Deontay Wilder, Adrian Broner, and I got the interviews with some of them dudes, all picked Jacobs and said he beat Triple G. That don't count because you feel Triple G beat Jacobs. So if anything, you really have to kind of go with, it was a close fight, boom, the judges gave it to him. Ward Kovalev, same thing. Close fight, judges gave it to Ward by 1 round. And there are people that pick Canelo. So it wasn't that convincing, which leads me to my focal point. If Triple G didn't convincingly beat Canelo all across the board like he did other opponents, and Jacobs, he didn't convincingly beat him because you have people who are teeter-totter, you know what I mean, teetering between the two. How's he #1 pound for pound? Somebody please explain that. Like, here's an example. Danny Jacobs just fought Luis Cuba Arias, and I understand that's whatever level of competition, but the whole point is this. Nobody is gonna say that Arias beat Jacobs because he firmly beat Arias. You know what I'm saying? Triple G didn't firmly beat his last 2 opponents, which is why people are there's a fork in the road. And people are like split. Some people would say Canelo won. Some people said I'm cool with the draw. Some people said Triple G won. So that's the point. You can't rewrite your own history. And truth be told, I've watched a lot of boxing. Canelo Triple G, besides how wide the scorecard was, it actually was a close fight, and I was there live. So it's not even that out of the question that somebody could have scored that one close, because Canelo was doing some sweet shit in there. Golovkin was missing like 500 punches, and he only landed 8 body shots. And he didn't look like the steamroller Golovkin that fought Macklin and Marco Antonio Rubio and shit like that. So, I mean, it's not out of the question. Now, there's certain fights. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., Pernell Whitaker. Anybody with the brain, if you actually watch that fight, then you know it wasn't a draw. You know Pernell beat his ass and beat him. You know what I mean? You know Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo wasn't a draw like CJ Ross said. But the Canelo Triple G, if you really watch it, it wasn't as like remarkable landslide as people are trying to make it out to be for Golovkin. It really wasn't. And I actually, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, Golovkin won that comfortable. But then I really started interpreting the rounds, and I'm like, that actually was kind of close, because I started actually scoring it. Y'all always scream this robbery shit, but I told you this from the beginning. To me, it's no mystery. Golovkin's last 2 opponents have been his best 2 opponents, and he hasn't looked as sharp or as destructive and dominating. Triple G for president? Okay. Yeah, let's have a U.S. president who wasn't born in America, which is unconstitutional, and you can't become a president. See, some of y'all are idiots. He's talking about Triple G for president. How you gonna be president and he wasn't even born here? And that's one of the requirements for being a president, that you have to be born in the States. Stupid. But y'all can put that emotional Triple G for president. Okay, yeah, he's gonna be president, and he's from Kazakhstan. Anyway, notice when I do these hot seats and shit, listen to what's being said from me, and listen to the people who disagree. What are they telling you as fans that they actually disagree with? Not calling me names or saying you're biased, you're a bitch, you're racist, take the sunglasses off. But what are they actually saying to disprove what I'm saying? Once again, if Triple G's #1 pound for pound, to you, my question to you is, coming off of a draw, which it was ruled, and a controversial win versus Jacobs, how does that equate to that right now, a brand new pound for pound list? You are at the top of the list over guys like Terrence Crawford, even maybe Lomachenko. See, my thing with Lomachenko, the problem I have with Lomachenko is he don't have enough fights. I don't think within 10 fights you can truly determine. But even Lomachenko, based on how he's looked currently, and like, you know what I mean, beating Nicholas Walters and different people, like even that would make more sense based on the momentum he's carrying right now. Since the Salido loss, which was probably 3 years ago, he's been looking on point. So from a skill point, I can even understand him. But Golovkin's coming off a draw and a contested win. Lomachenko's beating everybody's ass. Lomachenko, like, you know what I'm saying? He beating everybody's ass, and it's not even like questionable. Like Jason Sosa, Mariaga, they weren't doing shit with him. So even if you took that route, I feel like even though he has fewer fights, and that's my biggest gripe, I would even put like a Lomachenko currently until we see Canelo Triple G again and see how adjustments are made. But more importantly, I want to look at Terrence Crawford. Now, Terrence Crawford is a fighter who's moved up in weight. He has 32 wins, 0 losses, and since the Gamboa fight, which in my opinion was his toughest fight, none of his fights have really even been all that tough. And he's fought game guys from Thomas Delorme to Hank Lundy, who aren't necessarily like the best in the division, but they're still veterans in the sport. Thomas Delorme actually has some good wins against solid names, right? Hank Lundy, same thing. He fought Victor Postal, and it was arguably close. But besides that, he also has better names like Felix Diaz, an Olympic gold medalist who beat a welterweight on late notice. Luis Collazo was supposed to fight Vasquez. He was supposed to fight Vasquez, and he, what's it called? Collazo got injured. So as a late replacement, Felix Diaz, who also beat Adrian Granados, he stepped in and beat Sammy Vasquez, who fought Errol Spence in the amateurs and was being pushed and primed as the next big welterweight star, and he was undefeated. And then Terrence Crawford literally was knocking on his head, playing with him. Victor Postal, the only person to this day to stop Matisse, taller than Crawford, and then he got the brakes beat off him. Now that fight I actually went to. I went to that fight. And so it's like Julius Ndongo. Crawford showing mad separation. He's showing mad separation. Triple G ain't showing separation. And he's showing separation, but against the two most elite names on his resume, there was no separation showed. And that's the Jacobs fight and Canelo. And do you guys know separation? Do you guys watch other sports? Like in football, let's say your wide receiver is being covered by a corner, secondary, whatever, and he's so fast, like Randy Moss or whoever, he's so fast that he breaks, and then he gets a little boost, and then he shows separation, and then now when Peyton Manning or whoever the quarterback is sails the ball, he already created space. That's what Crawford's doing in his wins. He's showing separation. Julius Ndongo, he beat Troyanovsky, who was highly ranked with the IBF, knocked him out in 1 round, beat Ricky Burns, a guy that Crawford also beat, and was a champion. And he did it very accurately. And then he was bigger than Crawford, just like Postal. And then when Crawford went in there, I was at the fight. He dogged him. You know what I mean? There was like a couple shootouts, and Ndongo was swinging with bad intentions. Crawford got the better, shorter shots and stopped him to the body. So again, when someone like Crawford has more wins than the Lomachenko, and he's showing separation, And Golovkin's coming off of a draw and a questionable win versus Jacobs, who they haven't immediately rematched. And this one I want a new media style. I want to ask you guys this. You guys get mad when I bring up the race card. Oh, fuck you monkeys. You know what I'm saying? You get mad at the race card. But my question to you is, y'all want to know the question? Hold on, we got to get the likes up. We got to get the likes up. If you want me to pull the race card and present a question that I know y'all don't have the answer for, we got to get the likes up. Let's get to, we need at least 185 likes because we need to be at 200, but I got a great question for you guys. I'm about to pull the race card. Hey, see, that's what they say to suppress you, to shut you up. Try to make you feel bad for speaking facts. Oh, you're just pulling the race card. You monkeys are all the same. Like, what? So you're not disproving what I'm saying. You're just merely calling me names or saying, oh, you're just pulling the race card. But we're almost at 200. Let's get to 200. You need to stop talking about race and stick to boxing. You come to California and make me stop talking about anything I'm talking about. That's not going to happen. So you need to fall back before you get blocked out of here. You're talking about, oh, you need to stop talking. If you don't like it, like Mike Tyson said, change the station. You don't like it, change the station. He's like, we can end this interview. Fine, then we could. Like, you don't like it, you don't like hearing the ugly truth, you leave. I'm not gonna stop unless you stop me, unless you come to California and physically take my phone out of my hand and make me stop talking, then you don't have no control. And that's to Blockbuster, whatever your name, Blockbuster Video. That's, you just like Blockbuster Video. You out of business. Don't tell me what to talk about. Blockbuster. How you Blockbuster and you ain't got no hits? Y'all don't want it with me, man. So we hit our numbers. See, that's what I'm saying. You see how they get mad? Okay, first of all, we're talking about race and race card, and you say, no, you people always talk about race, whether it's facts or statistics. So now it's you people. What does that sound like to you? It actually makes it sound like you are racist, which is why you have a problem. What's you people? You don't even know my race. I promise you don't know my race, because I don't make a habit of telling people, and I'm biracial. So what is my race? You know what I'm saying? You talking about you people. You proving my point. Hey, one of my mods, get Blockbuster out. We turn him to Blockbuster Video. He's done for. Get him out of here. Block his ass. Pause. You talking about you people. I mean, this is proving my point. Listen, the only people that get mad, are the people who probably are like that and perpetuate it. J-Dog, I see you. All right, we hit our numbers. Now let me bring the race card up and bring the issue I know y'all can't answer. Cleaning out the rats. Y'all ready? He said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We talking about race, and he's like, you people always do. Just like Tropic Thunder. What do you mean, you people? What you talking about, you people? I said this. Don't bring up you people, especially you don't even know what the fuck I am. But anyway, here's my question. Y'all ready? We hit our numbers. It don't matter what I am. I'm the truth. That's what I am, like Errol Spence. Anyway, ESPN list Gennady Golovkin's #1 and Vasyl Lomachenko's #2, right? Crawford's #3. Now, I got a great question for y'all. My question to you guys is simple. Golovkin's #1 and Vasyl Lomachenko's #2. Now, they both have either a win or a loss that was either disputable. Well, let's say if it was a win, it was disputable. And that was Triple G versus Danny Jacobs. Why has there never been a rematch for Golovkin Jacobs, right? Lomachenko actually has a loss where he lost the fight to Orlando Salido. That was 3 years ago in 2014. How come there has been no urgency to get that rematch done to actually clear the air? You know what I'm saying? Explain that to me. But for Canelo, there's an immense pressure for him to give Golovkin another shot to clear the air. And he's new to the division. Or you look at, there's a ton of African-American fighters I could think of. Andre Ward. People didn't like the outcome for the Kovalev first fight. His next fight, he had to fight Kovalev. And people said that he was a bitch if he retired and all this. Floyd Mayweather, Castillo. He rematched him the same year and beat him better to shut people up. Maidana, some people said Maidana won. It was a draw. Floyd got his ass beat. Floyd was like, okay, I'm going to rob the bank twice. I'll rematch the same guy that y'all said can beat me. And then he beat him even cleaner. But Lomachenko, since 2014, when he lost to Orlando Salido, still hasn't. And even the Rigondeaux fight. Rigondeaux, that's a good name, but Rigondeaux is doing the traveling. He's the one moving up 2 weight classes. Golovkin, when he fought Kell Brook, Golovkin didn't have to move shit. He was already notably strong at middleweight, and Kell Brook had to come to him, right? And then his loss, or his win over Daniel Jacobs, which I think Jacobs won, Abel flat out said, we're not looking to rematch him. No one wants to see that. Well, I want to see it. What do you mean? No, Jacobs looked good in his last fight. What do you mean no one wants to see it? I would love to see a rematch. Jacobs still proved he's quality, and he's one of the best middleweights. But now there's this pressure for Canelo. Why does Canelo have to rematch him? Golovkin didn't have to rematch Jacobs. Now, the only thing you can argue is the Canelo Triple G rematch. There's more money in it. But why do fans so focused on other people's money? That don't really matter. What about what's right for the sport? And the fact is, Triple G didn't look great versus Jacobs. I thought he lost, but there's no pressure. And they got Crawford number 3. Like I keep saying with this separation shit, Crawford, to this point, no one has put him in a fight where he's controversially won it. He's showing separation and clear. What Terrence Crawford fight with all the big names that he fought, like the name guys that he fought, not like his 3rd fight or something that nobody really knows, but out of all the named guys he fought, name someone that gave Crawford some work, and then when the judge's scorecard was read, people were like booing Crawford. So please explain that to me. Crickets, of course there's cricket. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to separation. So far, Crawford hasn't had a Daniel Jacobs style opponent where he was in there with somebody and he didn't convincingly beat him and the world was requesting more. Even like Ward Kovalev. I get that. I was at that fight too. I understand why it was controversial and close, because I even scored it close. I scored it for Ward, but I scored it close as hell. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford hasn't had that. But he's trailing 2 people who in their loss or close fight never had to even show their grit and mettle and adjustments and get it. But how are they more pound for pound deserving? Somebody explain that to me. Yet Mayweather has a Castillo fight or Maidana, and like I said, there's an immediate pressure to prove that Castillo, give him a rematch, Floyd. You know he beat you, right? Where's Golovkin's pressure for Jacobs? Where's Lomachenko's pressure to rematch Salido? Period. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I'm saying, these pound for pound lists, what are we really even ranking? He didn't beat Gamboa easy. I had Gamboa winning the first 4 or 5 rounds. He had to work for that, but in the end he won. Okay, we got a hot seat victim. Vitaly Shepa. You're in the hot seat because that was dumb as hell what you put. He said Lomachenko wanted that rematch, but now he knows he's on another level. So even though the only guy to beat you, the only guy that actually has a win and can walk around or be at a bar in Mexico and be like, yeah, I beat that Olympic guy, that 2-time gold medalist, you're saying just because Lomachenko in his mind knows he's on another level to Salido right now, he doesn't have to ever fight him again. That sounds dumb as hell. That's like saying Deontay Wilder, a lot's changed since he fought Bermane Stiverne. So even though Stiverne's is mandatory, he don't have to fight him because he knows he'll knock him out. But he's not going to show us that he can knock him out. That sounds stupid. Please explain your stupid comment. Okay, but it's true. I just said my piece and gave you an example. So if Deontay Wilder, if Bermane Stiverne was saying Wilder's scared and he's the mandatory, and Wilder said, I'm not fighting Bermane Stiverne because I know I'll knock him out easy, you would accept that from a heavyweight champion. You would accept that his word for it. Oh, Wilder just says he's on a different level to Stiverne. He still had to show us that he'll knock out, because Stiverne was the only guy to go the distance with him. So he still had to prove it. It's not about just saying, oh man, that is bomb squad. I'll beat Bermane Stiverne easy. I might kill him. I mean, saying is one thing. He had to show us that. So the fans are already putting the L. So you might want to hurry up and get your response on, because they're already giving you the L. So just because Lomachenko, and see, this is the thing. There's a lot. Luis Cuba Adi. Oh my, hey. I hope rematch will happen soon. That doesn't answer the question, and that's just really you conceding, because now you're not even arguing your point anymore. You're just talking about, I hope it'll happen soon. And here, let me just put the nail in. Y'all want the nail in the coffin? Put a hell yeah. If you want me to nail Vitali or whatever his name is, if you want me to nail his coffin, put a hell yeah in the comment section, and I'm gonna ice this boy right here. Give me, all I need is a couple of hell yeahs for motivation, and let me ice this kid. These young boys can't beat me. I told you. These young boys. Okay. He's talking about Lomachenko wanted the fight, but now he knows he's on another level, so he doesn't have to fight him. So in Erickson the Hammer Lubin's mind, he said he was on another level to Jermell Charlo. He said Jermell Charlo's a paper champ. He ain't really beat nobody. And Erickson Lubin was highly confident. Do you know what I'm saying? So in his mind, he's saying what you're saying Loma is saying. But you still got to prove it, because Charlo got in there and destroyed that boy in one round. Same thing with Luis Cuba Arias just a couple of days ago. Cuba Arias was like, oh, who hit in the deck? He hit the deck. He's been knocked out. He's been stopped. They give him too much credit for going the distance, surviving with Golovkin. And Cuba Arias had a lot to say about what would happen. And then he got like punished, and he was the run. He's telling Jacobs not to run, and then Cuba Arias was the one that was actually running and using more movement. So once again, I could do this all day. Bermane Stiverne, he says, I'm willing to kill Deontay Wilder, and I would leave with a smile in doing that to get the WBC belt. Didn't really even throw any punches and got knocked out in the ropes and had his dreads in the ropes and stuff. So once again, you got to show people. Lomachenko can't just say I'm on another level, so I never have to fight. Let's vote. I already know I destroyed this boy. Let's vote. Put your L's up. If he got that casket work, put your L's up. He talking about he just knows he's on another level. No one's trying to hear that. So why do people want to see Mayweather Pacquiao? If Pacquiao kept saying he could beat Floyd, and Floyd saying he could beat him, they both know they're on another level. So we should never see the fight? You sound stupid. Get him out of here. CSM, J-Dog, somebody. Get him out of here. Talking that dumb, oh, Lomachenko just knows he'll destroy Salido. That's the proven style to beat you. That's the style that we know has beaten you. So it's not about saying, because anyone could, like I said, Cuba Arias had a lot to say about Jacobs. But it didn't happen when they actually fought. Same thing with Erickson Lubin. So as a real boxing fan, that don't even sound like boxing fan talk. Lomachenko just knows he's superior and Salido's inferior. So the only guy who can walk around here and say, I beat you, Lomachenko, you don't have to fight him now. Crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff. And that's what the fans, alleged fans, are talking about. So we didn't even need to see Jacobs versus Cuba Arias, because in Cuba Arias' mind, he's saying, I could beat him. So we should have just took his word for it and never seen him step up in class. No, they got to go in the hot seat. And that's the thing with trolls. There'll be others. So it don't matter. Cuba Adias versus Andrade. I'm not trying to see that. I think at this level, Adias didn't show up. So he has to kind of go back to the drawing board. He had to go back to the drawing board, to be honest. But anyway, this pound for pound list is trash to me. I mean, even like, you could even make arguments like, okay, look, Canelo's number 4, right? And Mikey Garcia is 8. So, why is Canelo like 4 spaces ahead of Mikey Garcia currently when Canelo's coming off a draw? Canelo lost to Mayweather, arguably lost to Edeslani Lara, and Mikey Garcia, he's moving up, moving down, flexing his weight, coming back off 2-year layoff, knocking champions out, beat Broner pretty single-handedly. Like, I mean, I was at the Broner Garcia fight too. And Broner didn't really have much resistance. That was a very good name for him. And it was at the weight Broner was at. And Broner fought as high as 47. So it's like, how are you guys getting these lists? Crazy, man. Crazy stuff. HBO has a pound for pound list. You're lying. I have screenshots and it says HBO pound for pound list. All right, we got another one. London Taylor. He says ego is biased, LOL. Okay, London, you explain how I'm biased, and we'll see who gets the last LOL. You're in the hot seat. This is easy to me. So, London, you're going to be long gone. Long gone, Taylor. You in the hot seat. It says ego is biased, LOL. So let's see if you can make, we have almost 300 people in the stream. We'll see if you can make us all laugh. London Taylor, you blocked my accounts yesterday. Well, I'm giving you an opportunity in the hot seat to get reblocked. And you built like 8 accounts. So how am I biased? Please explain. And don't block him yet. None of my mods block him because he's in the hot seat. We gonna make Long John Silver's or whatever the fuck his name is. We gonna make an example. So I'm biased. What did I say that was biased? Dion Brown, go to another stream. You keep trying to switch the context of what we're talking about. You're like, yeah, let's just switch and talk. No, you go on your channel, start your own stream, do whatever you want. We talk about what we're talking about. No one else is constantly complaining and interjecting but you. Anyway, where's back to Long John Silver's? So how am I biased? What did I say? That was biased. See, I tell you guys all the time, it's easier to just murder. Anyone can say that. Prove I did the murder. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know how all these Hollywood got all these sexual harassment. I ain't never had to sexually harass no chick or come across and like force myself. So if a bitch said, oh, ego, he sexually harassed me, I want to see you prove this, because I ain't never did nothing like that. So anyway, back to boxing. How am I biased? Long John Silver's is cooked. He's smelling real fishy right now. The truth is biased? Well, I guess. If you speak the truth and they don't want to hear it, then you biased. Listen, you got 10 seconds. Because, like I said, I'm not going to lose viewership because we waiting all day for you. Long John Silver's with your 18th account because we blocked you yesterday. LOL because you said Wilder shouldn't put up the money. What are you talking about? I said Wilder shouldn't put up what money? What does that even mean? Okay, so you're supposed to be proving I'm biased, and your response is, to prove I'm biased, is I said Wilder shouldn't put up the money. What does that even mean? What does that mean? I said Wilder shouldn't put up what money? What are you talking about? Let's vote. He about to get blocked for the 19th time. Vote. If you got an L, prove I'm biased. That's easy. Moderator, get him out of here. I already knew that's some easy work. See, y'all be playing games and you still get blocked the same, so it doesn't hurt me. He's like, you're biased. Okay, what'd I say that was biased? You said Wilder had the money from the church collection plate. Like, what are you talking about? Another one bites the dust. Anyway, this ESPN list, I don't agree with it. Yo, listen. How is Inoue on at number 10? And like, this shit is full of shit. Listen. How is Inoue number 10? And and realistically speaking, Inoue is in a division that's highly televised. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chocolatito helped the movement and shit, but it's still not there yet. So some people haven't even watched his fucking fights. That's my whole point. Yeah, how did you? He got 14 fights. Name 3 of his opponents. Go right now. No Google. Put it right now. Inoue. Name 3 or 4 of Inoue's opponents. Go right now. Hurry up. See, look, no one can do it. Name 3 or 4 Inoue opponents out of his 14 fights. Name 3 or 4. Go. Not like Google, because I know, see, y'all taking so long. I know you getting on Google to act like you knew when you really didn't know. Y'all can't do it. Look, cricket. Someone said Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? But everyone wants to act like, oh, fuck it, Inoue. Inoue he looked raw. He looked good. Like, pause. He looked talented. I like what I seen from him, but to act like he's pound for pound, like we all knew, like, come on, man. Come on, bro. He got 14 fights and people can't name. This is the one they just showed on HBO. Antonio Nieves, who already lost. Like, who's Kohei Kono? Karun? Warlito? Who the fuck is Warlito? That sounds like Mario's enemy or something. Hey, it's me, Mario, Warlito. Who the fuck is Warlito, man? It's me, Mario, Warlito. Bro, who? Wittawaz? Who the fuck is a Wittawaz? Somebody tell me Wittawaz. What the fuck was he known for? Who's Wittawaz? Who's Wittawaz? That sounds like when you cheat on your girl and then you try to make the lie up. She was like, I know you weren't at Tony's house watching, but man, me and Tony, I was Wittawaz. I was Wittawaz him. Like, you trying to explain some lies shit. I was Wittawaz Tony and we went to his house, we left, went to Burger King. Wittawaz. Who the fuck is Wittawaz? Fuck out of my face. I was Wittawaz Tony and them. What is Wittawaz? What is a Wittawaz? I've never met anybody named Wittawaz. It's kind of a cool name. I wish my name was that. Go to a club or some shit. Like, hey girl, like, what's your name? Karen. What's your name? Wittawaz. They call me Wittawaz. She's like, what? Wittawaz. I'm trying to wine and dine you, girl. Call me Wittawaz. The fuck is a Wittawaz? Fuck out of here. Dude said he cut my grass once. Have any of you guys ever met anyone named Wittawaz or Warlito? Let's be real. Name one famous Warlito. Warlito's way and shit. Okay, a real on it. You guys think you big time? Here go the pain. Warlito's Way. Coming soon. Fake ass Carlito's Way and shit. With the wise. Okay, I'm reloading. But anyway, how to let you who's Chryson? Bunam. The Dunkadunk or whatever his name is. Ryoshi. Taguchi. Hey. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Who the fuck are any of these dudes, man? Adrian Hernandez. The boy with the wise. That's what I'm saying. See, y'all full of shit. I just keep it real. Y'all full of shit. Trying to act like so, okay. I'm being real. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci, like tag Gucci, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Listen. So that okay, listen. That ESPN dedicated staff with Dan Rayfield, Teddy Atlas, and whoever else they put on. All right, just hear me out. Do you honestly, in your heart of all hearts, think they was sitting up here watching Inoue versus Warlito? Do you think they watched that fight? Like, be real with yourself. Do you think they're like, man, I can't wait? Like, what you doing today, man? I just got back from the store. I'm about to watch this Inoue versus Warlito. This Warlito fight is on right now. Like, honestly, you think they was really watching it? Or fucking Warlito? Or like, yeah, man, I just got off work, got back to the pad just in time. Time for what? Man, my dude, Inoue, he about to fight with the wise. He just beat Warlito's ass. Now he about to fight with the wise. Man, I've been looking everywhere for some with the wise. Like, what? Listen, I don't care if this was pay-per-view. I just want to see some with the wise. I want to see Inoue versus with the wise. Like, really? With the look. With the wise. So my point is this. If you ain't watched Warlito and with the wise fight, right? If you ain't watched these fights, then how the fuck is he pound for pound? And you don't even know who they are and what they brought to the table in terms of competition to make him, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So he's pound for pound 10, he's pound for pound number 10 on ESPN's list, and you know damn well that Teddy Atlas ain't like, you put the peanut in the colada and the with the wise. He ain't watching with the wise and Warlito. You know what I mean? You think Dan Rayfield? I ain't never seen one article about Warlito. Where the Dan Rayfield Warlito articles? Huh? Where the with the wise articles from Rayfield? So how he pound for pound? See, it's all propaganda based on Inoue's getting a lot of hype. He's getting a lot of praise. He's with, I think, a Japanese promoter, but he's with K2. K2 has a real good relationship with ESPN. So it's like, oh, let's just bump him up and not put no fucking heavyweights on there like Joshua who beat Klitschko. But we gonna put the with the wise killer on there. But again, yo, I'm gonna take a break. This shit got me pissed off. I'm gonna take a break, get some more water, use the restroom, and I'll be back with another stream. Make sure you guys tune. We gotta get the likes up. I'll be back with that with the wise work.